Hello, my name is Vyaan Gupta and I am going to read this book. A silly story of Bondapalli. Now let's start it. In a tiny kingdom long, long ago, there lived a king, a queen and a prince. The king and the queen loved to eat, but not the prince. Every day he fused. Awful, don't want it. Take it away. See how it's fused? Is the prince, is the king, she is the queen. The queen could not bear it no longer. One day she marched into the royal kitchen, stomped her feet and wiggled her finger at the cook. Make something the prince will eat. She roared at the cook. Or it's off with your head. The royal cook was terrified. All night long he worked, he chipped and he chopped. He boiled and he baked. He sliced and he diced. He tried, he fried. And then he cried, "Wah, I'm going to die!" Just as the sun peeped out the next morning, cock crowed loudly, "Cuckoo!" The dog jumped up and fell on the cat. The cat jumped up and fell on the cook. The cock shouting loudly, "Cuckoo!" and the dog fell on the cat and cat fell on the cook. The cook jumped up and down fell a spoonful of batter, plonk into the hot oil. It sizzled and swelled up into a round ball. The cook took a bite. It was crisp outside, soft inside. He eating the round balls. He made it. The royal family sat down to eat. The cook stood behind the door. He held his head tightly in his hand in case the queen sent it rolling. The hot golden balls were served to the prince. He stood, he nibbled, he gobbled. First one, then another, and another. Wonderful! He slurped with his mouth stuffed. Yes, wonderful, declared the king. No, he said, wonderful, shouted the delighted queen. These are bondas, with a sigh of relief. The cook mumbled, yes, bonda, and scurried back into the kitchen. He's eating the bondas. From that day on, the prince ate bondas morning, noon and night. Everyone in the kingdom ate bondas morning, noon and night. And the people grew rounder and rounder, just like the bondas. They got stuck in their doorways, so they built round houses with round doors, round beds and round chairs. The kingdom soon came to be known as Bondapalli. Here's all the Bondas are going to eat. He's screaming, what? There are big Bondas? And the fat peoples of Bondapalli, fat cat, fat mouse, fat daughter. Oh. And fat doors. Yeah. Everywhere in Bondapalli, shops sold bondas, little bondas and huge bondas, sweet bondas and salty ones, all sorts of bondas for all sorts of people. Everyone was happy. They ate bondas and danced and slept. And they ate some more. Life in Bondapalli was wonderful. Here are bondas, and he sniffed the bondas. The ant was in the bondas and all. He is sleeping and he is dancing in the air. These two people were dancing in the air, and two birds are very fat. When the news reached the neighboring king, he was very upset in his kingdom. People were lean and skinny with long sad faces. He wanted them to be round, happy and wonderful too. I'll capture Bondapalli, he decided. And he sent out his soldiers with their lean, mean fighting machines. Here is the neighbor king's soldiers, horses, elephants and machines. Here the catapult, sword and spears, all stuff. Call my armies! The Prince of Bondapalli ordered his minister. The soldiers huffed and puffed up to the palace. The prince looked at the soldiers. They were round like bondas. Here are the soldiers of Bondapalli, and here's the king. And the minister. How would they fight the lean, mean army? Follow my orders, he said to his minister as he climbed up to the top of the palace to see the enemy. Call my army. But just at the moment, the cook came out with a pile of hot bondas. The prince turned to look and down. He fell down the steps, bouncing like a ball. Oh, that's the command, the minister thought. On your marks, get set, bounce! He ordered the soldiers. The soldiers curled themselves up and began to bounce. They bounced out of the palace, right into the battlefield. The enemy saw hundreds of balls charging towards them. Some threw the were gigantic cannonballs. Others thought they were monsters. They were very, very frightened. Here is the army and here is the soldiers and the prince. He is bouncing and through them and they're very frightened. Like the monsters are coming and the gigantic balls. The Bondapalli soldiers bounced into the army. Boing! The lean, sad soldiers stumbled and fell. Oof! The Bondapalli soldiers bounced between the horses. Boing, boing! The lean, skinny horses stumbled and fell. Poof! The Bondapalli soldiers bounced all over the enemy machines. Boing, boing, boing! And the lean, mean machines crumbled. Crunch, crash. He's breaking the lean, mean machines and they're fighting, they're coming and they're bouncing over the lean, mean army. Here he is frightened and all are fell off and had a hurt. The prince stopped bouncing, stood up and straightened his crown. I am hungry, he declared. He looked around and smiled. Everyone joined in. It's Bonda time. The royal cook ran out with mounds of hot bondas. The king, the queen, the prince, the people, and the lean, skinny soldiers with long sad faces sat together and gobbled up the bondas. And everyone cheered, "Long live bondas! Long live Bondapalli!"